What is poppin', Warheads? Warstu here with a video on Arrow Season 6. So as everyone knows, Arrow Season 6 comes back on Thursday, the 12th of October, which will be the season premiere for Season 6. So Arrow Season 5 ended with the Lian explosion. So everything relies on people surviving the Lian explosion. But realistically, who could die? Well, recent comments from Mark Guggenheim has basically confirmed that Felicity Smoak isn't going to die because they're not going to kill off one of the OG original characters. Even though she's kind of pointless at times, it seems that she's here for the long haul. So if you remember back to an episode on Legends Tomorrow Season 1 where the Legends went into the future, where we had Old Man Oliver Queen, and there was a building that said Smoak Technologies on it, and people are hinting that maybe this bit could come up again in a later season. It was supposed to come up in Season 5, but it didn't. During an interview with Lian, it said this. That was something we wanted to do last year. Then we got sort of seduced by the Helix storyline, even though it was boring as shit. I would say that people wanting that storyline will be happy, but for reasons that I think will be very obvious, it can't be called Smoak Technologies. Okay, guys, so everyone seems to think that Oliver and Felicity are going to get married, but if that happens, it's not going to last very long, because look what happened last time. And all those clever readers who are like, that's because she'd be changing her last name to Queen. It's not Queen Technologies either. So just because in this future scenario it was Smoak Technologies doesn't mean that in this scenario it will be Smoak Technologies. I mean, I don't really understand why Felicity needs her own company. I mean, technically I suppose she still is the majority shareholder in Oliver Queen's old business. So guys, let me know in the comment box down below, why do you think that Felicity is going to get her own building back, and do you even care about that, because it's not really part of the main narrative of the show. So also something quite interesting, which I think is the most interesting story going around at the moment. So John Diggle will give us a very different John Diggle. See, this also implies that John Diggle's gonna stay alive because he's part of the OTA, which is very interesting. I don't think they're killing him off, and it had this. I think Season 6 we'll see Diggle get broken in a way he hasn't been broken before. It's already started in the first episode, and I think there's a certain amount of it that will continue throughout the season. I think it's an arc for Diggle that we haven't seen, even beyond his brother coming back to life, killing his evil brother, and the leading to the death of Canary, which is kind of interesting because this character, he was in the army, he's served in the war, so he's kind of dealt with explosions and stuff before. But I think the whole thing to do with this Lian explosion is it's not really going to kill anyone from Team Arrow. It's just going to have physical damaging trauma for the rest of the season. And it also goes on to say that his wife Lila, who's actually followed me on Twitter, just saying she's going to have something to do with the kind of confrontation that will be affecting her. It goes on to say big things that affect Diggle's life, her wife Lila, son John Jr. So it's going to be quite interesting to see where that storyline takes everyone. I mean, could he be massively affected because someone like Mr. Terrific dies? I mean, if anyone from Team Arrow is going to realistically die, I think it would be Mr. Terrific, but set photos prove different, but that's not the case. Because if you remember back to when White Canary was killed, she was at Comic-Con giving it the big, yeah, this is what's going to happen, and then in the first episode of Season 4, she died. Obviously, she was brought back to life, but she did die. So that's quite an interesting article that I think will play a big part of Arrow Season 6. So the most epic thing that I've come across is a character called the Huntress, who was in an episode called Birds of Prey. Obviously, she's part of Birds of Prey in the comic books. She hasn't been seen since 2014. She's been MIA. Huntress is a fan favourite, and Mark Guggenheim basically said he wants her back, said the actress' willingness to come back. She's a favourite actor of mine. The Huntress is a favourite character of mine. I want to make it happen in season 6. We've got some plans for the latter half of the year that I think she will fit into really nicely. So I presume this is to do with the Richard Dragon storyline. But as soon as it says the latter half of the season, that probably means post kind of mid-season break, which is when they come back at the end of January, I believe it is. So she's never really been a baddie. She was obviously against her father, who was kind of a dick. So I think it will be quite interesting to see how they reintroduce her. A lot of people want her to go up against Black Siren, because they're obviously part of Birds of Prey. Kind of Huntress versus Black Siren would be pretty cool, but at the end of the day it wouldn't really make much sense. So that's it for this video. It's a bit of a random video, kind of just like a news. The most interesting things about Arrow, I think, at the moment, I mean, the Felicity Smoak article isn't very interesting because she's not very interesting, to be honest, but she seems to get a lot of attention. I mean, I can't see why the Smoak industry building is going to have anything to do with anything, because it's just a building. I mean, does Curtis need a new job or something because Oliver Queen's not paying him? Oliver can't take control of the company, whatever this company is, because he's technically still the mayor. And John Diggle getting like kind of ramifications from the explosion is kind of strange, seeing as he's probably going to see someone die, most likely Samantha Clayton, maybe Artemis, maybe Captain Boomerang, not John Barrowman, because we know John Barrowman will not die. Anyway guys, please like, subscribe and comment, put your comments down below, that'd be awesome if you want to, and I will catch you in another video very soon guys. Catch ya later.